This week is my birthday, so let's take a look at what I picked up. So here we have an HO scale model of an EMD GP9 locomotive by Walthers Proto series. This model is DCC with Loksound equipped sound. At the time of recording this review, I do believe this model is about 1.5 to 2 years old, so you may still be able to find them. The MSRP on this model is right around $290. However, if you go through a good brick and mortar or online hobby store, you may be able to find them at a discount. Let's take a look at some of the detail and features of this model. Alright, I've moved the locomotive under some better lighting so you can hopefully see some of the details. What we've come to expect from the Walthers Proto line. Separately applied grab irons, see-through fans on the roof, winterization hatch, horn and bell, beacon, separately applied details on the pilots, and separately applied details on the front of the long hood. Here's a close-up shot. Paint job is very nice and crisp, lettering and numbering very nice, and you can see inside the cab some painted crew figures. Also on the wheels we have some nice detailing. I believe that's the speed recorder right there. When I fired up the locomotive and set it to go forward, it's pre-programmed that the long nose is forward and the short nose is reverse. I know many railroads ran their GP9s long nose forward, and some ran them short nose forward. This one was pre-programmed for long nose forward. I couldn't tell you exactly which railroad ran it which way, or if this is correct for Grand Trunk, but do keep in mind that some of them may be programmed long nose forward. Alright, now for the important part, how does it run? So let's fire it up. So I've already programmed it to number 4441. Again, it has a Loksound DCC decoder. And when you apply track power, there's no sound initially. So to fire it up, we push the number 8 command. When I first took it out of the box, I noticed that there was quite a bit of oil on there from the factory. So I did first clean the wheels quickly, and let me tell you, that improved the performance right out of the box. So keep in mind, some of these do come with a little excessive oil on them. Just give the wheels a quick wipe with some paper towel, and you should be good to go. Alright, so let's look at a few of the functions here. Of course, F0 does the headlight. And remember, this was pre-programmed long noses forward. I don't know if you can see that, but I did just turn on the headlight. Let me move the camera a little bit. There's the light. F5 on this model turns on the beacon. Hopefully you can see it flashing up there. And F6 turns on the number boards. On models with ditch lights, the F6 button turns them on and off. Here's the beacon close up. Alright, so now let's listen to the bell. And the horn. Okay, so I have forward selected on the throttle. Let's go ahead and move it forward. Hear how it sounds. There is a delay or momentum, so it takes a few seconds until it takes off. Press reverse, and it goes in what it considers reverse. Now, when the number boards are lit on this model, they're lit on both the front and the rear of the locomotive. Here's a shot of factory set options. I tried the F11 key on this locomotive for auxiliary light, but I didn't see where that did anything on this model. Alright, let's take this model out for a spin and see how it performs. box, the sound on this locomotive is loud, but not too loud. I've had a few models where as soon as you fire them up, the volume is cranked all the way up, which is just too loud. So I like on this one where it's got some volume, but it's not too much. The locomotive performed well at both slow speeds and high speeds. I did run it for about an hour in each direction, as is recommended, to break it in. But honestly, it was pretty good right from the start. Now, I don't have a coupler height gauge or a scale yet to give you those metrics, but I know most of the rolling stock and locomotives on my layout do have an average height. And if we can take a look here, you can see that the coupler on the locomotive is just a hair higher than the boxcar. But I have not had any issues with it uncoupling, so I'd say it's close enough. As far as pulling power, if this is like a couple of my other proto locomotives, then it should pull plenty of cars. And this locomotive does have a pretty good weight to it. And again, at the time of this filming, this model is, I believe, about 1.5 years old at least. But if you are able to still find one, you might want to consider picking it up. It's a decent little locomotive. Again, the MSRP of them was about $290 to $300, but considering they've been out a couple years, you probably will be able to find one for much less if you can find one. Well, that about does it for this review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.